What's happening, everybody? For those of you who will be watching this video that don't know me, my name is Raymond David Williams. This video surrounds conversation and mind thought about our great healer, one of them at least, Dr. Sebi, aka Alfredo Bowman of Honduras. And there are a lot of people in this world that was affected by that man's existence, I being one of them. More than 10 years ago, he got rid of cancer in my body. At least he played an intricate role in that being the case. And I say that openly so the world can hear it. When white society westernized medicine and practices told me that I had very little time to exist, that man looked at me and said, "That's not true. Clean your body out and continue to eat right there afterwards and die of old age or just tired of living. But to die of a disease, nah." This is why this makes this conversation we're having about Dr. Sebi so compelling. Because he died of a sickness, pneumonia. This is what they said. Let me put it flat out there. Dr. Sebi was murdered. And let me bring it home a little closer. Dr. Sebi was murdered. They used people close to him to get to him. Never in the history of us, melanated people, have Caucasoids ever been able to defeat us or compete with us, let alone defeat us itself, without the help of one of us or some of us in their ranks. Dr. Sebi was no different. But Dr. Sebi made one crucial mistake. He stopped surrounding himself with people that had the same kind of paint job. And it was that situation, and it was in that he ended up dying in the hands of people that didn't look like him. You see, I remember going to Dr. Sebi's office in Los Angeles. Man, what a time it was. The whole staff, just about 98% I would say, was melanated, deeply melanated. People were cooking food, making herbs in the back. Conversation was taking place up front and upstairs. And for those of us who knew Sebi real well, we ventured down to the end of the corner where they had a little place while they were getting themselves together here in LA, because he was always in and out. Yeah, I knew Sebi, so I can talk about Sebi to a degree. I didn't hear about him, hearsay through somebody else of some sort. I sat with Sebi for years, and I mean years, and we talked. I've known him since I was a little kid. I'm almost 50. But it wouldn't be until I was a grown man that I would actually need his gift. Yeah, he got rid of my stage 4 cancer. Again, he played an intricate part. The creator from within did the hard work. Dr. Sebi did the gifted work. And I reaped the benefits of it of being here more than 10 years later. I always told Sebi they would take out a plane full of innocent people just to get to you. You know that, right? And he would say, I don't care. Man. He would say, Raymond, they're coming to get me. I don't care, motherfucker. Ha ha. And then smoke his joint. Continue smoking his weed. See, if you knew Sebi, you knew 3 things about him. Well, actually 4. 1, he loved his weed. 2, he loved his sex on another level. 3, and probably more importantly than anything else, he loved healing. And 4th, he wasn't going to be broken. That cat wasn't going to be bent, man. And this is why he met his demise in Honduras. Little known fact is that there was paperwork to be sent from LA to Honduras stating that the revenue, the cash that he was in possession of was his legally. Never made it. The charter plane that he took, anybody asked the question, how is it that the police department and the newscast was on hand at the airport on his arrival? Like I said, they've been after Sebi for a long time. So this wasn't some small operation. This was a long, old operation. But they used a very tedious deal. And declaring value of money going into Honduras, as long as what you said you had when you left wherever you were coming from, going into Honduras and you had that amount, you're good. So whether it was 50 grand, 40, 35, 37, 32, 20, whatever it was they said that he had, didn't matter. Sebi had a legitimate business. And again, Sebi's an herbalist. Everybody in the world who knows that beautiful old man knew that he smoked weed. No big secret there. It's a natural herb. Hell, I don't smoke weed, but I'd rather take that than the pharmaceutical shit that they give us out here today that has all kind of psychological side effects. I remember when I first started taking Sebi's herbs, I couldn't smell or taste and didn't realize I couldn't. Until a few weeks after taking it, I started being like, oh man, this stuff smells and tastes like ass. Not that I know what ass tastes and smells like. Well, I know what it smells like, but can't tell you what it tastes like. Point is, Sebi was dealing with some demonistic individuals in his own camp. He taught me a lot. I got the story straight from him. I think I'm one of the few people to actually watch Sebi make leaky damba. Go ask somebody what that is. Most people wouldn't be able to tell you unless they are his immediate family that's around him constantly, or someone that he loved and that was around him constantly. Leaky damba. Boy, that's some powerful stuff there. He made 2 big things for me, personally. Stand in the house, watching him. I asked him when I went to the house, and his then wife was down the way making herbs or putting stuff together and running the business with one of his younger daughters and staff. I walked in, and she told me, Raymond, Sebi's down at the other end. So I said, all right. Walked down to the other end, went inside, and there he was in the kitchen with an apron on, stirring leaky damba. Place smelled like paint thinner. Like, say, what are you doing in here today? Sit down, motherfucker. I got something for you. Okay, cool. I said, man, why do you got an apron on over here cooking? He said to me, Raymond, what makes a man a man? I said, I couldn't even tell you because I'm talking to you, so I know it's something different. So what makes a man a man? He said, look, my wife running my business over there, taking care of all the business. I'm here taking care of business here at the house. So by the time she get home from taking care of my business, she got food ready for her, everything ready. So she don't have to come work hard home. That's what he was saying. He said, you know why? I said, why? Because she won't be too tired to give me my dessert afterwards. I was like, oh, yeah, makes sense. Sebi had all kinds of sayings. I'm not here to plagiarize his sayings. I'm here to talk about seriously the fact that he was murdered. He sat in jail for 2 months. And the majority of the world didn't know it. He was buried a few days ago, I think on the 11th of this month. By the way, this is August 16th, I believe it is. August 16th, 2016. It's in the evening time. I believe Sebi was buried August 11th, murdered August 6th. I got the phone calls early that morning on the 6th, super early. Wrecked my day. Really did. There was another brother named Zeer Miles. Zeers Miles. Zears Miles Jr. Right there in Los Angeles, California. Murdered back in 1995, I think it was. That brother was an independent researcher on AIDS. He wrote a book. I think it was called something like AIDS was created in the USA or something of that nature. It's really hard to find. You can find that, read, find it. They tried to bury that book right along with him. He and Sebi had a collaboration that they were getting ready to do when he got murdered. And that collaboration was in 2 parts to be brought to one. Beautiful. And that was Mr. Miles Jr. was going to tell the world exactly who, when, and where, and why AIDS was created. And Dr. Sebi was going to tell the world how to get rid of AIDS. Boy, you don't think that would have been one hell of a collaboration? Yeah, indeed. And anyway, they're systematically murdering people. They're cowards. They come in the night. They get you at a distance. Muhammad said something, and I'm not Muslim, but he said something that I believe is extremely imperative today. Elijah Muhammad, I'm speaking about. He said in the future they would kill us through the foods that we consume. Sebi proved that. We've been without a leader for more than 50 years. Sebi was the closest thing to a leader. In fact, he was a leader. It wasn't close, he was. Everything else out there in modern time was a joke. It is a joke, still a joke. It's after Malcolm and Martin, Dr. King, pardon me, and Brother Malcolm. After them, what's that, 52 years I think it is, since Malcolm has been gone, Brother Malcolm. They told us, they said, Lyndon B. Johnson and J. Edgar Hoover, the next time black folks get a Messiah, they were going to send him to us. They were going to make the Messiah and send that Messiah to us. They would give us our next Messiah, like they try to give the rest of the world their deal. This is why Russia and China don't respect America. They won't be punked by him either. But it's sad that we actually stand around and get punked all day when we're stronger and greater. Sebi wasn't afraid. I remember when MTV came to Los Angeles, to Dr. Sebi's office right there on La Cienega Avenue. Sebi said to me, come on upstairs. He and I sat off to the side, and they asked him one question about all the stuff they wanted to ask about Lisa Lopez. They asked him something about the herbs, and man, never forget his answer. It was very simple. He said, Dr. Sebi, do you need to believe in the herbs? Dr. Sebi said, no. Don't need to believe in the herbs. You just need to take them. The herbs don't need you to believe in them. I was like, wow. Nice. Anyway, I loved him. I had my differences with him, my fallout with him, a very bad fallout with him, but we came together. We laughed and talked there afterwards. I would see him around town. He would run up to me and hug me and stop me. We'd pop off a picture, we'd laugh and talk, and then we were going about our business. He asked me several times to come down to Honduras before this. Didn't make it. We need to do something about this. Not now, right now. This is becoming way too easy for them. Hold up, everybody. Be seeing you around.